Your social media feed, it's become a battlefield for investors. It's a place where it seems like fortunes can be made in the blink of an eye. But it's also ground zero for some pretty sophisticated scams that are tricking people out of their hard-earned money. Today, we're talking about pump and dump schemes. We're going to break down exactly how they work, how the SEC is fighting back, and most importantly, how you can keep yourself safe. I want you to really picture this, because it's happening to people every single day. You're scrolling, and suddenly, you see a ton of posts about some small company. The hype is just electric. The promises are huge. You get that feeling, that fear of missing out, so you jump in. And for a minute, it feels great. The stock is climbing, but then, just as fast as it started, the bottom completely drops out. This isn't just bad luck. It's a carefully laid trap. And the scale of this problem, it is absolutely staggering. This number you're looking at, $3.7 billion, that's how much market value was just wiped out in penny stock crashes in 2025 alone. That's a massive amount of wealth transferred from regular investors straight into the pockets of fraudsters. The stakes here are incredibly high. So how do they actually pull this off? It might seem super complex from the outside, but the basic game plan, it's surprisingly simple. We're going to pull back the curtain and take a look at the anatomy of this very modern scam. All right, so first things first, what is a pump and dump scheme? At its heart, it's straight up securities fraud. Scammers create this total illusion of value around a stock using fake news or misleading hype. Once enough people, like you and me, buy in and drive that price way up, the scammers sell all of their shares at the top, crashing the price, and leaving everyone else, well, holding the bag. So here's how it breaks down. Think of it like inflating a balloon that you know is going to pop. Step one is accumulate. The scammers quietly buy up a ton of shares in a cheap, obscure stock that nobody's paying attention to. Then comes the pump. This is where they go into overdrive on social media, flooding it with fake news, maybe a miracle cure or a buyout rumor, anything to create a buying frenzy. And finally, the dump. Once the price is sky high, they sell everything all at once. The balloon pops, and the price just collapses. And this isn't just a theory. This happens all the time. Just look at the case of China Liberal Education Holdings. Between late 2024 and early 2025, scammers used this exact playbook. They launched a massive, coordinated social media hype campaign, the stock soared, and they cashed out. The result? The SEC actually managed to seize $214 million in illegal profits. But for the regular investors who believed the hype, the losses were absolutely devastating, and the stock was eventually delisted. In this problem, it's only getting bigger. In 2025, the FBI reported a 300% jump in complaints about these social media-driven schemes. I mean, it makes sense, right? Platforms like X, Reddit, and Telegram are the perfect tools for fraudsters to reach millions of potential victims almost instantly. But regulators are not just sitting on the sidelines watching this happen. So let's talk about how they're fighting back. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, is launching its most aggressive crackdown on this type of fraud that we've ever seen. This isn't some sudden reaction. It's been an escalating wave of enforcement for a while now. You can see on this timeline, they've been building up to this. They charged social media influencers back in 2022. They've busted schemes involving everything from so-called magic mushroom stocks to huge international crime rings. And it all culminated on September 5th, 2025, with the launch of a brand new specialized unit. And this is that new unit, the Cross-Border Task Force. Their mission is laser-focused. See, they're not just going after the frontline scammers anymore. They're targeting the entire ecosystem that lets these scams flourish. We're talking fraudulent foreign companies, the auditors and law firms that help them list on U.S. exchanges. And get this, they're even using AI to sweep through data and flag suspicious trading before it blows up into a full-blown scam. So, a really important question is, why do scammers pick certain stocks? It's not random. They are actively hunting for specific vulnerabilities, certain traits that make a stock the perfect catnip for manipulation. This slide shows the contrast perfectly. It's like night and day. On one side, you've got what scammers droll over, stocks with really low trading volume, because that means just a few buys can send the price soaring. They love companies with murky operations where it's hard to find real info, and they need a simple, exciting story to sell. It's the exact opposite of what a smart investor looks for, right? Transparency, steady, news-backed growth, and a solid financial footing. Okay, we've gone through the problem and we've covered the regulatory response. Now for what I think is the most important part, what you can actually do. This is all about arming you with the tools and the knowledge to defend your portfolio. So, it all comes down to this, doesn't it? How do you see the trap before you step right in it? Because that hype can be incredibly loud and really convincing, but there are always warning signs if you just know what to look for. So here are 5 massive red flags. Think of this as your personal scam detector. 1, a stock is suddenly everywhere, but there's no actual company news to back it up. 2, anyone, anywhere promises you guaranteed returns. That's a lie, period. 3, you feel this intense pressure to buy right now. Buy now before it moons. That's a classic psychological trick. 4, you see dozens of different accounts all posting the exact same hype message. And 5, the stock itself is a thinly traded penny stock. Your alarm bells should be screaming. So what do you actually do? Here are 4 protective steps. First, always verify the story. Go to the source, the company's official filings on the SEC's EDGAR database. Second, do your own research and diversify. Don't bet the farm on one long shot. Third, use trusted, independent financial tools, not tips from some anonymous account with a cartoon avatar. And finally, if you see something that looks fishy, report it to the SEC. You could be helping protect countless other investors. You know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. In a world filled with social media noise and constant misinformation, the single best defense you have against being manipulated is knowledge. Taking the time to really understand how these schemes work, that's your most powerful shield. So, I'll just leave you with this question. The hype from scammers is always going to be loud. It's designed to be deafening, to overwhelm your rational judgment. The real question is, can you make your own research, your own due diligence, even louder?